Alright, hello. This video is to help explain the difference between recursive and explicit formulas found in section 9.1. Alright, so there's a lot of vocab in this chapter, and certainly knowing the difference between these two will be helpful for you. Okay, so what a recursive formula is it defines two things. It defines like a starting point, right, for our sequence, which is called A1. So let's just say, maybe say A1 is 14. And then it'll say how to get more terms using the previous term. Sorry, my thing is glitching out here, but it'll say a sub n, and then it'll use the previous term, which is called a sub n minus 1, just means the term that comes before n. So like if we have a sub 4, right, then we're going to get a sub 4 using a sub 3, the one that came before. Right, and so then usually it'll say, what do you do? So let's just say that this was an add 3 pattern. Right, so what this formula would really say is if we start to make n, like a little table of points here, sorry for the poor handwriting, but they would say like the first term, a1 is 14, and then it would say, okay, to get any next term, you just take the previous one and add 3. That's all this little definition says right here. Okay, so the third term would be 20. Sorry, I don't know why that looks so weird there. The computer gets a little glitchy when I'm making these videos. All right, and so forth and so on. So for the fourth term, you just add 3. So it's just going to define the series that way the sequence that way with the first term, and then how do you get the next one? Okay, and an explicit formula is different because it'll only have one equation. Like this is kind of two parts. It's got an initial part, and then how do you find the next term part? So in the explicit formula, you still have a sub n, but then over here you just use n to figure out the value. So maybe it's something like 2n plus 5 or something like that, right? So in that case, if we were to make our little table, we don't have to go in order anymore, right? So if we wanted to say, let's say just jump around here, I'm gonna list a few out here. Well, let's say I didn't want to list them all and I wanted to say no, just the fifth term or something. All I have to do is put that in for n. So in an explicit formula, the power of it is I don't need to know the previous term. I don't need to know a sub 4 here, right? I can just put in 5 and do 2 times 5 plus would be 10 plus 5 would be 15, right? So I can find this spot without having to know the previous one, right? And that's not true in the recursive case, right? If I go back to my recursive example and say I want to know the 100th term, right? Well, then I got to know all the ones before it. I have to know the 99th, right? Whatever the 99th is, I could just add 3 to that, but I need to know the 99th to get the 100th. And again, that's not true in the explicit formula. If I want to find the 100th term, just plug it in. Sorry for the poor handwriting again. Just um, plug in 100 here. So a sub 100 would be 2 times 100 plus 5. Sorry, my computer's really struggling here. So that would be 205 would be the 100th term. And I didn't need to know the 99th to do it. Okay, so a good thing to look for is if you got two parts like this, then it's recursive. Also, if it uses this a sub n minus 1, that just means previous term. That's a big hint that it's recursive. Okay, one more way to explain it is here's a sequence. All right, it looks like it starts at 5 and goes up by 2. We could label some of the terms here. All right, and so we could write this sequence either recursively or explicitly. In a lot of ways, I think recursive is easier. You just say, okay, my first term is 5. This one is 5. And then you do a sub n. And you do, okay, you always over here are going to use the previous term, which is n minus 1. Say, all right, to get the next term, let's say we wanted the 7th term, I just have to take the 6th term and add 2. Okay, so it would say, that's basically the right formula. Right, so it's got two parts. First, explicit has just one part, just the a sub n part. And so it's a little bit trickier here to figure out the actual right formula that fits this pattern. But the trick I always use is like the slope is 2 as n goes up 1. this output goes up by 2, so that's a slope of 2. And that basically shows up like this, 2n. And then we have to figure out, like, what do you need to add here to make this work? So basically, if like n is 1, and I take it times 2, I would have 2, but then I need to add 3 to get to 5. So the right formula has a plus 3 right here. Okay, and if you want to check that, say we could check the sixth term, put in 6 for n, 2 times 6 is 12, plus 3 is 15. So we know that this is the right formula for that pattern. Okay, so recursive formula, 2 parts, explicit only 1. If you want even further help, all right, I loaded up the assignment where it asks you, is this explicit or recursive, right? So you could kind of pause it here and then check your answer. All right, so hopefully you got a chance to try it, but this one, because it has 2 parts, a1 and an, it's also got the a sub n minus 1, that means it's recursive. It's defining the next term using the previous term. Okay, and then maybe one more like that. 12 asks, is it explicit or recursive? This one only has one equation, one part a sub n, and there's no a sub n minus 1. It just uses n in the calculations here. So this would be an example of an explicit formula. All right, hope that helps. Keep the questions coming. Take care.